Hello everyone, we're here with Marist wide receiver Sidney Pearson. We're going to talk about
It's person.
I messed it up, alright. I think it's Pearson, my bad. Let's do that again, because like this is recording. Yeah. No, if I mess up with that, just catch me, because like I can't handle that stuff out, so yeah. What am I going to say? 1-5. Okay, we're here with Marist wide receiver Sidney Pearson. Sidney, we just want to talk about the fact that you guys blew up Presbyterian 57-32 back in during the, as actually that was the, if I'm correct, the highest scoring points game you guys had since 1998, which you guys scored 60 points almost 23 years ago against. I forgot the team name, man, messed it up. We might have used it a couple times.
Alright.
My bad, bro.
It's okay. Just be like that.
Yeah. All right. Let's go through it again. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're here with Sidney Pearson. Bro, I'm gonna keep this in there like the bloopers, like show us everybody. They're gonna start laughing like group. The whole semester I thought your name was Sidney Pearson. I don't know why. It's Person.
It's literally spelled person.
I know. I'm dyslexic, so. All right. 3, 2, 1. Everyone, we're here with Sidney Pearson, wide receiver for the Marist men's football team. Sidney, the game against Presbyterian, you guys blew them out 57-32. That was, again, the highest scoring points game in your 23 years, and you had two touchdowns in that game. How did you feel your first touchdown like ever in your career at Marist College?
It felt good. I was excited to get in the end zone for the first time. You know, I've been here for 4 years and I've been playing for all 4 years. So, you know, to finally get in the end zone, it was exciting.
I mean, take us through that moment. Like, what were you thinking as the play was happening and unfolding, like, in that moment?
So on the first touchdown, I caught the slant and I noticed like the DB was on me, but he slipped off, and I was like in my head, I was like, oh, he fell. So I just took off running. I got in the end zone.
Well, I mean, it's crazy because like you waited almost 4 years to get your first touchdown, then the second one came in quick succession like that. Like, how did that feel to happen? For it to happen so quickly right afterwards.
It was actually amazing. I was like, wow, I scored twice in the first half. So I was like, dang, imagine what I could do in the second half. But it was a good feeling because I finally felt like my hard work was finally paying off. So.
Yeah, because obviously waiting 4 years for the first touchdown, then to get 2 within the first half, obviously one game, which you guys blew up Presbyterian pretty badly. In that moment, like when you scored the 2 touchdowns, like in the first half, what were you thinking going to the locker room? Like, man, I can get more. Like, you getting greedy at all, or like?
I mean, of course, you know, in your head as a receiver, you always want to do more, try to achieve more, or try to chase a record or something like that. So that was my plan. Try to get as much as I could, and as much, that's it.
Yeah. What do you think enabled you to be able to get those 2 touchdowns like in quick succession like that?
What do you mean?
Basically, like, was there a certain movement, a certain play call that kind of helped you get in that position to score those 2 touchdowns, or was it just like you think it was kind of in the moment kind of action almost?
I feel like for the most part it was in the moment action. Like the first one, it was just I was open, so you just make the right read and just let the player make the play. And then the second one, quarterback actually made a hell of a play by actually stiff arming the D lineman and rolling out and scrambling, throwing it and scrambling rules. So that was good.
I mean, yeah, and then also in that game too, your defense was rock solid, having was it 5 interceptions, correct? 5 interceptions and 6 turnovers, 4 turnovers and 1 fumble. I mean, you guys were locked down defensively in that game. How was that? Watching that from the offensive point of view, knowing you guys, if you put the points on the board, you guys are gonna win that game.
Oh, well, we knew all season our defense was rock solid. Obviously, the points may not show that they were rock solid, but it's more things behind that. It's not just the defense that was the reason why teams were scoring. Offense was also putting defense in bad field position. So when the opportunity showed, defense, we knew what the defense could do. We expected that from the defense.
Okay. So do you think they were the strength of the team this year, or was it just a combination of both offense and defense?
Oh no, they were definitely the strength of the team for sure. I'm not even going to deny that. I mean, we tried the offense. I mean, we tried to carry our weight, but we didn't do so as much in my opinion.
Okay. Considering as your senior year, how did it feel, finally, after 4 years in which, the program suffered, I guess, the first 2 or 3 years that you were here and they weren't as strong, this team was finally a strong team. Your first 1 to 4 years, how did that feel to play on a team that was actually winning games?
It felt good. I mean, we were always winning games. Like my freshman year, I mean, we had a rough start. We started like 1-4, I think, and then we went on like a 4 or 5 game win streak. So, I mean, we win. I mean, I'm used to it, but it felt a little better this year. I just wish it was those few games like Moorhead that we got over the hump.
Okay, like when more, and particularly in Moorhead, like, did you feel like what was lacking in that moment to like get the the victory that you guys thought you could have had?
Well, I feel like as an offense, we could have helped the defense.
Okay.
So we could have put up more points, and also the defense could have helped the offense by getting that stop. So I mean, it goes both ways. I feel like you can't really blame anybody in that game. But if I had to blame anyone, I would blame the offense more than the defense.
Okay. Considering you guys did have weapons like yourself and Hunter Cobb, like what do you think of his performance throughout the whole entire season as well?
I think he did well. I think he performed as much as he could. He was splitting touches with Kai, and he was performing well too. So you had 2 backs that were doing well. It's hard to deny.
Yeah. And finally, so what are your aspirations? Going out of Marist College, you want to go into the league possibly if you get the chance to, or like what are your goals?
Oh, it would be nice to, but those aren't my goals. I just plan on getting to work.
Okay, makes sense. Well, that was City Person, everybody. Thank you for your time. I appreciate the interview, and best of luck going forward. Hey, bro. There were so many bloopers in that too. I'm gonna have to call.